Welcome into Game 7 of Closing the Door. Matt Levine with David Hadar here from Spillane Field. And tonight, David, Wareham and Falmouth tying 3-3. All 6 runs combined to be scored in the first 2 innings. And this tie rule just seems to be so weird, especially in a game that went scoreless after that.
Yeah, our second tie this season here with the Commodores, and it is weird. It's still an adjustment for us to get used to, as I'm sure it is for you fans out there. But it was quite the ball game early on. We thought we were going to have a high offensive game. The Gatemen were matching the Commodores in each of those first couple of innings, and then everything just stopped, and we had no runners for a while from the Commodores. It was 21 up, 21 down at one point in this ball game for Falmouth, and it was the longest stretch of perfect baseball that I've ever seen. I think you're in a similar boat, and all around just a weird ball game here tonight from Spillane Field.
Well, the Commodores started off hot, which they've done now in back-to-back games, scoring in the first inning. They did it last night up at Hyannis, scoring 5. Tonight they come back with 2, and again, it was Jace Borfin picking up an RBI in the infield this time, and they get another run on a wild pitch. They just seem to be finding ways to do it, but it's pretty much Jace Borfin every time when they score.
Well, yeah, I mean, look tonight, 3 total hits for the Commodores, and 2 of them came from Jace, so he is a big reason why tonight's game even got to be a tie, is because of the bat or the play of his bat in tonight's contest. But I think it's really important for him and for all the Commodores that throughout the season, different guys at certain times take that hot bat. We've seen stretches where everybody just seems to be hitting the ball and be playing well, and then we have games like tonight where maybe just 1 or 2 guys are picking up those base hits and kind of carrying the offense for the Commodores. But if your pitching staff can at least match that equally and go hand in hand with how the offense is kind of playing, it's to an extent, granted there are exceptions out there, but often can be a good recipe for success for a team.
And tonight, yet again, the Commodores with 2 errors. Last night was their only game this season where they had 0, but they come back, 2 of them both at first base, 1 from Taylor Smith, 1 from Bryson Ware. Just 2 tough plays in the infield, but it seems like that first base position really hasn't been figured out just yet.
It surely hasn't been. We've seen a ton of different guys rotate through there, and even Taylor Smith, who got the start there tonight, that was his first game of the season playing at first base, the guy who normally is a catcher here for the Commodores. So he had an error there, and then Bryson Ware came in as a defensive substitution in the ballgame and ended up picking up one of those errors too. In the end tonight, the error is not nearly as costly for Falmouth as they've been in some of the earlier games this season. It was actually errors from Wareham that helped Falmouth score 1 or 2 of those runs early on in this ball game. But like you said, still picking up errors in ball games, something you want to clean up and try and get out of your system continuing on in this season. Try and have a game like last night at Hyannis where they were perfect in that sense throughout the ball game. So still some work to be cleaned up, but at the end of the day, it's a 3-3 game. You at least pick up 1 point tonight, and so you can walk home or go home somewhat happy.
And Sammy Natera in relief for the Gatemen went 4 perfect innings, had 7 strikeouts. That was really the highlight. But on the other side for the Commodores pitching, it was overlooked how good it was tonight. Jack Jasiak got the start. He went 4 innings rather, but he started out a little bit slow, gave up that 2-run home run in the first, and then after that really settled down. Levi Wells in relief was solid, and then Chase Jeter shut the door.
Yeah, the Commodores pitching staff tonight got overshadowed a bit just because of when you go 21 up, 21 down, that's going to be a huge talking point. But it certainly was a great night for the Commodores pitching staff. They continue to be really, really great away from the Gov, and I don't know why it continues to be that way. But up to this point in the season, it has been that way. We've seen the pitching staff be much better away from home. Now on the season, through a few games on the road, 4 total games away from Falmouth, only 15 total runs allowed, and now Falmouth 3-0-1 away from the Gov this season. So the pitching tonight was really good for the Commodores. Jasiak a bit roughed up in his first start here for Falmouth, but I think overall a start that he can learn some from, take away some from, and no doubt we'll see him a ton more on the season here for the Commodores.
So now we'll bring in the 3rd member of our crew, Joanne Bethea, who is sitting with tonight's starter for the Commodores, Jack Jasiak.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with starting pitcher Jack Jasiak. The game ending in a tie, very unique for baseball. What are your thoughts on not having extra innings?
It stinks that we tied, but those are the rules and up here, and we would like to play extra innings, but we know it's probably good that guys don't get worn out up here playing out of their college season.
You just joined the team a couple days ago. What was your mindset coming in tonight, being the new kid on the block?
Yeah, I just wanted to fill up the strike zone and try to carry this team to a victory. And I started off a little slow, but I kind of settled in late, and we all did a good job as a staff as a whole. So we did pretty good today.
Before the game, I caught up with pitching coach Mike Landry, and I asked him how he prepared you for tonight, and he said that he didn't. He said he wanted you to go out there, make mistakes, and learn from them. So what would you say you learned from tonight?
Yeah, it was our first time, me and Jake behind the plate, really calling our own game. At USF, the coaches call the pitches on the scouting reports, and that first inning I made a couple mistakes. I missed a couple spots and led to the home run, but we learned a lot from this game today, and we're going to take that on to the next start.